was over here inside the church. And sometimes he walked away. When he was being antagonized and it came to him, he just walked away and left and said, okay, I'll come back another time. Oh yeah, enjoy. Yeah, apologize. And yeah. But just wanted to bring that up as far as you know, uh sometimes do you always come forward with it? Do you always come forward with it? Or sometimes these days you just let things go. Hence picking and choosing your battles. Because if you just always fight, guys, you're just saying it's something that's out of balance with that. Because of the law of rhythm. Law of rhythm says there's an end and a flow. So you're always gonna do something. It just seems like the law says you at some point you're gonna burn yourself out. You will cease to exist at some point because there's no rest, there's no air. You're not honoring the principles, one of the principles of the microverse. Again, just a thought, we just suggestion on all the industry, things like that. So
right, but what is being let go? You see what I'm saying? Like because if there's an initial something to let go, or
right.
something that somebody would even have that thought to, hey yo, don't even go there with it. Don't even go there with it. Just let it flow. Nah, that's just like letting the shit happen, something that's supposedly not correct. So if you just let it go and be like, oh yeah, well no, we'll just let it go. Just don't go there. Like, what do you mean don't go there? Be like, that's what the whole point of the points were. That's why everybody's apparently set up all of this bullshit, all these bullshit standards and laws and so forth that everybody's supposed to adhere to or follow. And then when it doesn't happen, it's like, oh, just let it go. Just let it go. It's like always that same bullshit type argument where it's like, oh, I don't want to go there, or I'm too tired, or what, to stand up for what is right, or what everybody's deemed as right, or how it is. Let me know.
How
Well,
about
again,
make a plan of attack if it becomes a concern that needs addressing? Sometimes the time and the place isn't always the time and the place. So sometimes you have to be strategic about your moves, kings and queens amongst ourselves, how we operate. It is not necessarily that we have to go by anybody's rules of order, but by just making sure that you're not the cause of major conflict and concern on all parties to
Oh no,
win-win.
I am the cause of concern and conflict on all parties.
well,
I
there
am.
it is.
And it only
There it is.
pops up. It pops up when certain things cause that conflict. Again, we use
Yeah.
this example all the time. If I step on your foot, right, but then I want to act like I didn't step on your foot, or act like there's nothing wrong with that, or act like that's the normal thing to do. Every time I walk past you, I'll come step on your foot and then smash it and twist it a little bit. You see what I'm
Wait a
saying?
minute,
Like, no,
why would you do that?
huh?
Why would you do that if
That's
you
my
know
whole
that you're
point.
causing pain?
That's my whole point with the initial. Why would you throw something out there that is, like that I was talking about basically when the Mother's Day thing with the Father's Day thing.
Right,
See what I'm
right.
saying?
So
If you,
happy Father's Day.
no, yeah, I don't care about it. If if you, if you,
Oh, happy day.
yeah, it's every day. Because if you separating, if you saying, oh, this is a father, but he's not a father. Same thing I said with this is a mother, but it's not a mother. But you're giving motherly advice and so forth and so on. That's wonderful. That's great. Keep doing that. But what's the point of a Father's Day or a Mother's Day then if you're giving it to everybody just because they are a man or a woman, or they do this or do that?
Because every day belongs to everybody, and everybody who
Exactly.
feels that energy can absorb that thanks and be grateful for having had that experience as being fatherly or motherly.
Right. So it's no point in separating and be like, oh, are you a father? Are you this? Are you, yeah. Everybody, if you a nigga, you had the potential to be a father. Same thing with, but again, y'all made this day up. Y'all the ones that's putting it all out there and shit like that. Real fathers don't give a fuck about a day. It's just another day. He's like, God, I'm
Every
gonna do the
day is
same shit
Father's
again.
Day, right?
I'm gonna do
Every
this
day is
again. I
Mother's
gotta do
Day.
that.
Every day is Father's Day. Yes,
Yeah,
I
I don't need
believe
no
it.
fucking recognition for that. Oh, happy Father. Oh, you're so loved. Yeah, nigga, and I'm gonna do the same shit tomorrow on not Father's Day.
Well, it's kind of an ego thing. If you really into it, a lot of times it's about, how if you're really into it in the ways that the materialistic civilization, what do you call that, capitalist mindset, then you'll go ape over it like people do for people's birthdays and funerals. I mean, it's a celebration, and how people celebrate can get pretty grandiose. But it gives people another reason to celebrate their beingness, and sometimes it's kind of cool to separate and have that moment of glory for everybody that feels that they could need and absorb that energy. I don't know. I get it in a good way and I get it in a bad way. I mean, I started off by saying that, it's the ego, and it probably has mostly to do with the ego, but it's also the joy of being able to get that extra love, that extra attention, that extra time, that extra focus, that extra thank you, that extra boost of love.
Oh, really?
So,
And
yeah.
it's
Oh,
free will.
happy day.
Right. And you can be as straight as you want to be, Tony. That's you. We love you unconditionally. So we don't give a fuck how you show up. Personally, because you gonna be you, and that we honor that. So we honor that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but do y'all see my point?
Yeah.
Make it one more time. One more time. Make it
Oh
in a
man,
nutshell.
it's like nah, you gotta listen. that's that's one of my points. Is you gotta listen.
In a
Like
nutshell, you're saying that there's no reason to separate to celebrate.
right. That's when you're talking about ego. That's an ego trip. You see what I'm saying? It's like, oh, thank you. You're much more specialer than this person over here. Oh, and I'm so thankful because it just happens to be your day. Not, and I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the overall general thing. Because I had this same thought on Mother's Day, and I was like, yo, let me keep the same energy because there was certain women who do womanly things but they're not mothers. But and so and I was like, and I went not went off, but I spoke to it then. So I'm keeping the same energy on Father's Day. I am a father, so I understand from a different perspective, like what those things are, so I can speak confidently on it. You see what I mean? It's like, look, I think it's funny for even those that are not fathers, people that do give fatherly advice and are there consistently, sometimes more than the actual dads are. You see what I'm saying? But
So,
it's like, it's just interesting. It's interesting I'm looking at the whole day in itself. Like, why is there a whole special day for that? Because I mean, every day is special. Every day is real. Niggas get up every day. I
so
personally, I speak for myself. I didn't feel any different waking up this morning than I did yesterday. You see?
right, just like on your birthday. On your birthday, you don't necessarily feel like any
Yeah.
difference on that day, but you do feel the difference of the time for the value of the amount of time that you've spent being you or being on this in this
Oh, LeBron
existence.
got her hands up. Yeah, up.
One last thing I wanted to say, what about those who are not made to be mommies? What about those that are not made to be daddies? Do we ever celebrate them? Ashe, one love. Olaroon?
No, fuck them worthless mother. No, I'm just playing.
To answer your question real quick, Precious Mother Love is, yeah, the people, just because another human did not pass through your body doesn't, I don't think that makes you a mom or a dad, because there's so many people that we teach or that we have influences. Like, I just thanked a Shep for his influence in my children's life, as a male energy showing up for them, so I don't think I don't think you have to naturally have a baby to be a mom or dad or show up in those roles. And to just to expound a little bit on Tony's perspective, um, we celebrate the full moon, 12 of them. And we don't think that one is even more specialer than the other, but we go out there and we get into that portal and we get into that energy. So on this day, I would invite you to get into the portal of motherhood and get into that energy of compassion and having love for everyone's perspective and where everyone is and how they want to be represented or how they want to show up or how they want to celebrate or be celebrated, because it's all love, it's all energy. And today we have that we have that
Right.
that
That's what I'm
dad
saying.
portal
The fuck.
where we can pull from strength and decision making and getting some organization in our lives, and all of the divine male aspects. I feel like that we should just pull into get into that portal. It is available to us today on this Father's Day, and just pull in some of that, harness some of that energy.
Well,
So
so
I
real.
don't go ahead.
Okay, were you finished? I didn't know if you were
Mm-hmm.
finished. I thought you were finished.
I am.
Well, okay. First, I wanted to address the first thing you said, which I thought was hilarious. You said you don't have to have a child or have a child come through you or whatever in order to be a mother and a father.
Not from my perspective, no.
Okay,
Because
now
I was a
let's.
mother long before I was a natural mother.
Mm, that's how I got my name
I
is
was a
Precious
mother
Mother
before
Love.
any soul entered this world through my temple. I was a mother for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But were you? You technically
Yeah.
weren't
No, I
because
basically was. You
you
can't tell
were
me
a
my
woman.
experiences. Speak from your own
You were a
experience.
woman. I'm speaking from before I was a dad. Before I actually had a child, I wasn't a dad. I was
I'm sorry to hear
capable of
that
being
for
a
you, but
dad.
I
But
was.
that's
You can't
your
take
I was,
your
experience.
experience ain't
but we're
mine.
talking
So,
about the physical. We're talking about actually physically what it
and I'm
actually
talking about
is.
my perspective.
So
So,
any little girl is a mother. Is that what we're
No,
saying? Or is that
the little girls whose mothers make them a mother. My mother, I had to babysit my little brother at 5 years old. I'm in the playpen with my little brother. I think that's where mother love came from. I became
my
a mother before
my
I became a
7-year-old
mother.
daughter is a mother. She's even a mother to me sometimes because she'll say,
right?
"Mommy, do you
So
have
you
this?
can you
Right,
Mommy,
see
how you
right.
feeling?
are you
Mommy, this, mommy, that." She's showing
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
compassion and
yeah.
concern
right?
and love.
So she's going through the
Motherly
training. So she's
characteristics.
going through the
Okay.
training. So are you
She has
confusing training with actually being that?
no, I
You
was
were
a mother. I
trained.
was
You're
I was
trained
a
as a mother. You know how to be a mother and so forth. But there's a piece that actually initiates you or crosses you over into motherhood. Unless everybody's
according
just
to
that,
who,
which
Tony?
means my
You?
son is a dad. That means any man out here
According
is a
to
dad,
who?
or
According
according
to
to the
who? Who gave
science.
you
That's
that
just what the
standard?
science is. You came
Who
up with a
did?
brand new concept that I've never heard before. You said you don't have to have a child to be a mother or a father,
And so
which is
who told you
interesting. I've
that you
never
did?
heard that before.
Yeah. So
That's
you've never
that's
heard it doesn't mean that it ain't true. Are you the end all be
Okay,
all? Because
that's
surrogate
you
what I'm
mother.
hear it.
asking. That's what I'm at. We sitting there having a discussion. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you
Surrogate
came up with a
mother.
brand new concept. That's a brand new thing. I don't know anybody that thinks like that or has
It's
ever heard.
brand
I've
new
never
to
heard that
you.
before.
And maybe if you open your mind up some, you can be
If we
open
what?
to a different
If we do what?
perspective. You have to just open up to a different perspective. Like, who
I,
taught you that? Where did you get what you're saying?
who
How you
taught
feel
you
so
that?
strongly
Who
about
taught
it?
you that you don't have to have a baby to be a mother? Who taught you that?
My own experience.
Well,
So
shit. If we all going on our own experience, then there's all kinds of shit out there. There's all kinds of
surrogate mother,
ideologies and
foster
stuff.
mother, godmother, surrogate mother, foster mother, godmother.
But all of that, different versions of what
So
the
what about a
actual
mother
thing
who
is.
can't have a child and she adopts one? She's not a mother because she didn't have the child.
Layers to this shit. It's layers
Yeah.
to it. There's layers.
Yeah. So we
Again,
got
I
to
said
consider them all.
if somebody's consistent,
So
they're
we have to
doing
consider them
motherly
all.
stuff, they're doing motherly stuff, fatherly stuff, so forth. That's what I'm saying. But then I go back again. That was my whole thing, and y'all took it and made it some type like coming at me a certain type of way. If you are practicing fatherly
Tony, every time you
qualities.
open your mouth, it sounds like you're coming at someone some type of way. So
Y'all
please.
know how I am. I fuck with y'all
Okay.
all the
So when
time.
you
Let's
get that
not get
energy
brand new
back,
in here.
then be
What you
open
know?
to it.
Y'all need somebody to
You
fuck
ain't the
with
only
y'all.
one who knows
And that's the
certain
whole
things.
people be fucking with you all the time. I be around you all the time. This is not brand new. None of this stuff. So let's not get an attitude or anything about saying, oh, this and that and that. I asked you, you came up with a brand new concept all around. That's brand new.
I didn't come up with anything. I unlearned something and learned something different. That's
Same
all.
thing. That's to say, that's coming up with something brand new. You said your own experience. Nobody knows your experience, so therefore you just came up with some brand new shit that
Nope.
personally I've never heard of before because I'm not in Olaroon head. So, being that you said, because that's brand new, you don't have to have a baby to be a
That's
mother.
brand new to who, Tony?
So I just told you to me. Can you?
Okay.
I just
You're
said to
one
me.
person out of how many in the world?
Who gives a fuck? That's one big fucking person. That's a
Right.
big fucking person. You see what I'm saying? Just like you just came up with your own truth. So I'm like, yo, that's what's good. I'm good. I'm exploring your truth. I'm asking you about your truth. You just came up with it. Don't get mad because I'm asking you questions about some shit that you just said.
Who's
I've
mad,
never heard that
sweetheart?
before.
Who's mad, baby? I don't get mad.
Oh
I'm not
shit,
mad.
right.
Mad for
Okay.
what?
Right,
Mad for what?
exactly. Mad for what? Exactly. So can you explain
So
your
you
question?
have a habit of telling people what they are. You don't. You told me that what my ideology was. You could not be that, and that's you can't
I'm
tell
asking
somebody
how
what
you
else.
are that. And you just said, I'm asking how you are that.
And
And you
now
didn't
you're
say
now
how
you're
you are. You
telling
just
me
said from your own experience. I'm like, all right, well, what does that mean? Because everybody got their own experience. What are you talking about?
Now you're telling me that I'm mad. So there you have
Oh,
displayed
okay.
you've displayed
You mad? Are you
a
mad? Are
pattern
you
of
mad?
telling
You mad?
someone what else they
You mad?
what they
Are you
are.
mad? Are you mad? Are you mad?
No,
Are you
sir, I'm
mad?
not.
All right, then don't worry
Mm-mm.
about that. Let's move on. Let's answer the question. If you're not mad, if you're not mad, you're not mad.
So
I'm
you're
mad.
gonna tell me
I'm
how to
mad.
react, how I should act the way you telling me that I should act to display that I'm not mad.
This is the
Get the fuck out of
sensitivities
here.
of
You's a
how.
whack
This,
ass, wild ass nigga, bruh. You's
there
a
you
whack,
go.
wild
See,
ass
there it
nigga, bruh.
is. There it
You know
is.
where I'm at. Come
There it
see
is.
me.
But
Come
apparently,
see
but
me.
apparently, this new concept.
Come see
But
me.
it's the new right. But it's a new concept all of a sudden. You see
It's
what I'm
not a
saying?
new
That you don't
concept.
have to be. That
It's
is
not
a
a new
brand new
concept.
concept. You don't have to be.
It's not a new concept. It's
So
one
how
that
come?
you're
So
too
how come
ignorant
it's
to know.
Mother's
That's
Day
all.
instead of just Women's Day or Girls Day? Why? How come it's not just Girls Day or Boys Day? If everybody can be that, have to be Girls Day, Boys Day, Women's Day, Men's Day. Why is it
It can
Father
be
and
grow
Mother's
up
Day?
day. It could be
Why
let's
is it
learn how
Mother?
to be a
Yeah.
man day.
How
That's
about be able to have a conversation day? Right. How about get the fuck off my day?
Captain from Arcturus. That's the captain of Arcturus.
Niggas
So my
clearly see
person
you mad, but you just mad because somebody said you was mad.
first shift into the captain on.
No reason to be mad about shit.
So it don't matter. I'm gonna mute this thing.
That's that bullshit.
Uh,
So peace to the gods, peace to the gods. Good, good conversation. The balance is there now. We both have perspectives we all have perspectives that differ, and we agree to disagree in whatever ways that makes us happy. I say,
I say.
Ashe, Ashe.
I say.
that's
That's right, just conversation. Why y'all
good.
get
So
mad? Why
now
y'all
that
get mad and all defensive and shit?
right.
You
But
know,
can we do this? But no, this is she heard this. So it's important for her to see how my person holds space. She saw that side. Right.
There's a whole nother conversation going on over there. We were hearing both at the same time. How Ashe, Ashe.
Right. We're back now. As there's a guest here, Alexandria. Alexis here in-house studio. And we've been listening to this for quite some time. You know, all the rooms on, we heard it. And yeah, then Queen Mother came in. And so when Queen Mother came in, naturally, there was, that we was listening, we kind of, hey, how you doing? So that's what you heard in the background while you guys were talking. So now that we're back, now that we're settled, and she was about to take the sister for a tour of the temple, Mara didn't know. Because she was here for the discussion that Tony was having with Ola Rune and Precious Mother Love. And so what it surfaced is this. Ola Rune was key. Tony, my person loves you unconditionally, brother. And when some comes up that you say, hey, let's look at this. You have facts or reason. You come passionate, but this is what your truth is in the law is. This is what it says. And sometimes two things. One, when somebody else comes back at you with that, then the other person don't tend to honor that, and then you can't take it. But they're only giving you what you're giving them. That's one thing. And the second thing is, without honoring, yes, the science says if you have an offspring, that's Western science says you're a mother. Traditionally in African culture, we have what's called a mama, a baba. A baba. That if you're a male and if you're of maturity, that gives instructions the same as a father. In our tradition, then you're a father, you're a mother. Mamas. There are many mamas in our culture. We go around and even today we go around and say, so you say it may be new to you or maybe the concept, but in our culture, we have a more expansive concept. We're not limited to Western strict definition. That's a strict Western thing. And from our culture, perspective, we're saying we open up, we understand the principle. And if you operate from that principle, then that's what you are. And we just want to share that, and you don't have to accept that, but that's a different perspective. And if you don't accept it, then that's okay too. We don't have to go back and forth. It's just about that we see things differently. And why yell? Because we see things differently, brother. That's all my person wanted to point out to you,
And I thoroughly agree with you. And again, that was my point in the beginning. I wasn't trying to argue I wasn't arguing the fact that that you couldn't be a father because you do fatherly things. I was agreeing with that. The whole point is it's like, well, if everybody's doing fatherly things, of course there are some that are and some that are not. So yes, you acknowledge them, you make it so it's happening, da da da. I'm asking what the source of it all is. That's why I said, well, if everybody's doing this stuff, then just make it it's all a special day. It's just a special life. Why are we separating so-called people and try and make some people feel good and some people feel a certain type of way because you're not in this whole thing? It's just this little shit.
Well, why
But then
not? But
it's
why
certain.
not?
What?
Right.
Why not celebrate that energy and give it some special love? As Olaroon was saying, it's just about sharing more love for that person's energy, for that space that they hold with that energy. Just, it's a time to celebrate certain energies, I guess. Like the celestials, when they move about, certain ones become prominent. Certain times each month, there's a certain energy that they exert that's being celebrated and brought into the essence of what's going on with everybody. So it's as though everything deserves to be celebrated or is in the position to be celebrated. Right now, we're actually looking at it from a cosmological presence in the ways that why it's called Father's Day, in the ways that why it's called Mother's Day. Mother's Day is around the springtime. Father's Day is around the summertime, which is the heat and the hot, just around the solstice. And the cosmological lineup, there's like a family reunion of planets that happens in between there. So there's like the parade of planets, like everybody comes back home to celebrate what's about to happen, which is Mother's Day. And then a month later, Father's Day. And between those two full moons, there's a time of they're in season. That's the time that you begin to recognize that fatherly energy is starting to build up, and that fire and that whatever else those cosmologicals line up to present as far as the energetically, it all calls to the season to happen that way. Of course, we just aren't at the regular society and capitalistic way of looking at it kind of overlooks the main point, but the main point is still the main point, whether you know it or not. It's still that energy is still there as a value for what the whole big picture is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
And what's the whole big picture?
and the idea that's foundational for Soulful Sunday. For us to have discussions so that if you're open enough, whatever it is that you feel a certain way about society or way things are done, maybe there's a way for us to discuss. You can see it a different way and to have more and to be understanding. Oh, we see now why it's such. Because when you see why it's such, there's less, you know, ambition to want to change it because you feel it's wrong. You understand it. And again,
I also think that's the reason why we pop cigars at birth, that fire, to celebrate the fatherly energy. He's stuck. Can you hear me, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay, one love, Ashe. I think you're saying a lot of the same things. I think we're just seeing our different perspectives of the same thing.
Right, that's the whole point. It's like, don't get mad because somebody come up with a different perspective or they calling out on some of the stuff that's happening. I'm like, yeah, like what does that mean? Like this is what I look at it is what it is. So we can go back to what it means. If somebody's ignorant, then that means that we can talk about whatever the fuck their problem is, or however it is that it's off. Because obviously or apparently everybody got their shit together and it's on point. So if we all know everything, then what the fuck are we talking for?
One love and wellness looks like he's got to sign back in. Hey, Heart Happy Hour family. Sorry I didn't mean to leave you guys out of the welcome to this episode of Heart Happy Hour from a Soulful Sunday perspective. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy Father's Day to the energy, to those who do celebrate that energy of themselves, of anyone else, and of their makers and whoever's made that mark in their lives in that way. Ashe.
I see.
One love to us all for whatever parts that we're celebrating of it today, that we celebrate about ourselves even. You're a wonderful father. I see your figure being present every day in that role.
Yeah. Yeah.
Changed your perspective on life?
Yeah, all the way around. That's what I'm sitting there. I'm like, that's why when we get into these little shits and stuff, I'll be like, yo, like this, like it's yeah, all right, great. We did you that's like congratulations for being myself. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you get a special day, we're gonna celebrate you. And I'm like, all right, that's fine, that's great, man. Celebrate everybody. But I'm like, these things should be ongoing. You see what I'm saying? That's a serious lack of feminine knowing or whatever to have a special day where all the energy gets poured into these motherfuckers. This is daily shit. You see what I'm saying? Just because everybody won't recognize motherfucking Father's Day today does not mean that you see what I'm saying, that it's like, tomorrow all the energy drops back down. Nobody's thankful anymore for the shit that daddy do. You know what I'm saying? Like this is little stuff. Like I said, I had the same energy on Mother's Day too. It wasn't these
Yeah.
days just pissed me off. I was like, yo, what the fuck? You're a woman. I'll take care of and respect you every day because I'm a father or because I'm a man or because whatever. Not because it's some fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like how that whole shit flows. I think it's same thing with birthdays and shit. Birthdays. I'm like, yeah, if you special, you special every day. Hey, what's up? You wanna go to the park? You wanna go, you know what I'm saying? You wanna go hang out somewhere on a Wednesday.
You know, when it's my season, when my solar return approaches, just before my season comes about, which I celebrate for a season. I don't just celebrate the day. I celebrate 30 days before that day and 30 days after that day. Come to find out that the motion of the planets, the way they usually line up, I can sense that repositioning, almost like when a salmon feels like he's coming back home or heading back home to spawn. I sense that energetic shift to the point where I feel that I'm in season. So at that time when I start celebrating myself and feeling like I'm in season, it's a beautiful feeling to feel like, oh, I'm in season. So what you're saying, I would love to have that feeling like I'm in season every day. I'm in season all the time. So I see that and I can be passionate about that. I'm in season every day. I'm in season all the time. So if I celebrate myself, I'm the God that's expressing that to say that's what I'm desiring to fulfill. That I present myself with being in season every day. So I appreciate that perspective to that degree, but I also know that I also have to line up with the energy that's in the season, in the celestials. So I'm okay with that, but I'm okay with absorbing some of that new perspective that I heard you speak in the passionate way that you speak it. I'm now getting to the sense where I'm like, wow, maybe I should say feel, sense, be, speak, hear, think. I'm in season every day. That's beautiful. OMG.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'm in
you've
season
always been
every
that.
day.
You gonna stop being the mother tomorrow? Did you stop being the mother last month after that day? Like,
Okay,
nah.
okay, okay. Okay, yeah, that too. Yeah, that too.
See, you always that. You always that. That's what I'm
I
saying. Like, yo,
am.
don't put it on one special thing. It's the energy. Everybody want to talk about energy and shit. Then what the fuck is the energy? It's the energy that is being a father. Sometimes mothers can be fathers. So I see what they're talking about. Some women have had to up their masculinity in order to be daddy. Now they can't fully be daddy because you're not a man. Simple as that. Now you can try to emulate or imitate what you've seen, but you can't. It's not the same. It's not real. Or it's a form of real. It's
Okay,
it's this version
okay,
of it. But if I was to do something,
okay.
you was to do something, we're gonna do it completely different, and there's no same. There's no, you know what I'm
Sure,
saying?
sure.
We can use the
Every
same formula, same steps, but it's gonna be different.
Each of us has a varying degree of the spectrum of all these things. We are a
Exactly.
different chemical combination of those ingredients. Yes.
So from that
Ashe,
point,
what are you guys speaking on back there? Bring us into the conversation. Ashe,
yeah, no,
one
god
love.
damn it, you gonna mute us and shit, and we fucking hang up.
One love and wellness.
Yeah. God damn it.
Simple Mother Earth.
Sometimes niggas want to argue and shit. Like, put it up, unmute yourself.
Earth sign Virgo, Mother Love
Sitting there
to Temple
holding it
Mother
down.
Love.
We holding your
Open up the
podcast
lines of
down.
communication.
What the fuck?
Make this a two-way. Make this a three. Make this a complete circle. Ashe.
Yeah, they got it.
Uh-oh.
It's all good. See, this is
Okay,
like
okay.
part of
Well,
that's
we're
like
working
part
some
of the
stuff
shit where they
out.
start talking shit. right? We start talking shit, right? Because this ain't even our podcast. You see what I'm saying? But
No,
you
but
have
my
no.
podcast is on too, so I'm
Oh,
representing
that's
for the
your.
Heart
Oh,
Happy
you.
Hour folks.
No, so everybody's doing their thing, but you can't be sitting there looking. So I'm part of your podcast. They got a whole podcast on. This is unorganized shit, right? The niggas want to come on and argue about dumb shit, and I'll be
No,
like,
no, they
man,
taking care of business. We got to allow that pocket of energy to present itself and do what they do. Because if you get up in there, they might not be able to accept the amount of energy that you might tune into and throw into the mix of what's happening. Because that you definitely got some heat with you. You definitely
yeah,
breathe
see,
that fire breath. You definitely a dragon breath.
I ain't
But
smoked my
remember
blunt yet.
the commercial? Do you remember back in the day the commercial about cigarettes, the smoking cigarettes? They say, "Don't be a dragon, lady."
Oh shit, no, that's before me.
That was one of those cigarettes that the American Heart Association had put on as the commercial that said, telling women to stop smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh,
Say,
that's sweet.
and at the end, that was the last part of it. Don't be a dragon, lady. But not knowing that, some people want to be a dragon, fire breath, dragon, you know,
Yeah, nah,
fire
it's good
breathing.
cop. It's good cop, bad cop. So I come in with the bullshit, and then the chef he'll go ahead and then clear it up for everybody. And then we get to the same point and be like, yeah, that's what I was saying. I just said it in a fucked up way, and y'all didn't like it. I don't like that nigga. I don't like how he talk. Fuck y'all. Fuck the whole joint. It's like, look, you don't like how I'm talking. I'm using English and saying the same words and so forth, but then people want to twist certain stuff, and I can't interject every time you throw in, or not you, but whoever throws in these little bullshit comments in their shit.
Well,
Because it's all
everybody has
subliminal
their balance.
messages.
Everybody has their boundaries. Everybody has their peaks. Everybody has their position, and not everybody is going to stand for certain things. Some people just have to leave and just allow it to
Facts.
be and
Don't
say,
retake.
I agree to
Yeah.
disagree, and I'm going to stand for myself.
If
And
you can't take
it,
the
it
heat,
may
then get
just be
out the
to walk
kitchen.
away. There it is. It's nothing. That's not a bad thing. That is
Right.
another option that is safe for some folks to be able to separate
Don't
themselves
be
and be
safe.
able to
Don't be
be
safe.
balanced. Well, everybody has their own boundaries. So be safe
Yeah.
Exactly.
is
Yeah. I'm
safe,
cool. Everybody
safe
got their
is
own.
whatever option you choose to put your position back in place, your energy back in place.
Yeah.
To a
Nah,
Okay.
it was
certain,
funny though. It was funny though, and
Listen,
I
man.
speak direct
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like when she was talking, it was like she was accusing me of doing shit that she was doing to me. Y'all wear subliminal messages and so forth and so on. And then when somebody feels a certain type of way, then they want to put it out there that you're the one doing this to me. Be like, look, I'm asking simple, stupid ass questions. These are stupid questions, to be honest with you. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like that, make that make sense. And then you want to talk about other stuff and try to, those are red herrings and flip the shit onto something else. I'll be like, have a
okay,
straight conversation. Just talk straight.
one love, one love. We brought a chef back. I mean, brought itself back into the conversation.
right. So what's happening is that St. Augustus came in, so now there's two people inside the studio. Real quick glance around. So and
Yo, what's up? Who's that in the room? Who we got?
I say, one love.
peace. Yeah, Augustus, he was here before. You may have seen Augustus.
Who is that? I can't see niggas.
Oh, it's a
The
light over there.
the
Yeah.
light is so bright,
Yeah,
but
the
that's
light, you can't see
beautiful.
niggas. All we
Excellent.
see is the silhouette.
That's fine. We see your energy form.
Also, so what we're saying is we can either, transition to a more wholesome discussion, we're getting up some things, or, you guys can continue talking about that and we just go on mute again because, it's cool because you need space to express where you are, to get it out. And ideally,
So,
Oh, this
what
is not the
topic
place
would
for
you
that.
like to speak on, a chef?
I think that's the thing. There's no topic.
Yeah.
So when Ghost came on, that thing it was incidental because there was no time or something like that. And then since then, we said let's go with no topic because my first thing he just throws up something and says okay, and it's not that very long anyway. So we just said let's even be more spontaneous, more organic, and see whatever comes up, whatever someone brings up, they just flow with. And this has been going on for a while, of course, the Mother's Day thing. And then one person put the piece about I admit and, just being more open and, you either have a choice, to just accept it and move on or keep talking about it. And if you keep talking about it, evidently then that's something that has to be brought to the surface. And if you want to keep talking about it, then that's cool to share different sides of just that thing. Or we can transition to something else. That's all we bring up now. There's no
Right.
time. There's no time.
So are you guys, so with the topic that was brought up, are you guys not comfortable discussing the topic that was brought up because you feel it's low vibrational or something's not right? Because y'all muted it. I mean, y'all completely cut us out the conversation. So I was like, if y'all don't agree, then we can thoroughly move on and talk about something else that you all feel
Unless,
comfortable talking about.
yeah, unless you're gonna share. Well, she just said something while I went on mute because y'all was talking and Lex was sharing. So
Yeah, share the nuggets, share the gems, share
Yeah,
the
yeah,
treasures
love to hear
of
it.
that
I thought that's what
discussion.
we were all here for, to help build and help each other and so forth. So yeah, sure. Because we don't want to get muted again. God damn
Oh
it.
no.
What kind of dick shit is that?
Share some gems, Master Chef, High Priest.
Yeah. Where the gems at?
Alexa, go ahead, Lex. Yeah.
Well, hello everyone. I just was, this is my first time here at the temple, but I found it very coincidental that this conversation came up. And like, we sort of really, well, at least for me, hit a nail on the head because I'm currently reading a book called Mother Hunger. And it's particularly crafted for women, but the way that it's been written, I think it could kind of speak for many experiences, but it really talks about how a lot of people suffer from this, from something called mother hunger due to like a lack of nurturance, protection, and guidance that they may have not gotten from their mother. And, that can be seen in different areas of your life. But another thing she talks about is the idea of, the role that surrogate mothers play in people's lives, and how, since a person's birth mother may not have been able to nurture them or protect them or guide them in the way that they need, in order for a person to heal from that, they have to either find nurturance and guidance in themselves or from like other motherly figures in order for them to be able to go like further on their personal journey of healing.
It takes a village.
Which is why in our community, in the African village community, we looked at mothers as mothers if they hold that vibration, whether they have a baby or not. So again, that's what we are. Some of us.
So real quick, it was interesting because I heard she brought up surrogate mothers, right? Now, being, everybody's very familiar with these pronouns and these adjectives and stuff that are supposed to describe what the actual thing is, right? Because certain people get very sensitive about stuff like that, their pronouns and so forth. So when we got surrogate, right? Are y'all familiar with the story of Abraham?
Yeah.
Yes. And
Okay,
Sarah.
so you remember Abraham had a wife named Sarah, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and apparently Sarah couldn't have any kids because she was too old.
Right.
So Sarah couldn't have any kids, so Abraham went and got another woman, right? So
Yeah.
Sarah got another woman
To bear
to fuck this
her
nigga to have
husband.
kids.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So Sarah got another woman to have sex with her husband because she could not have kids. And she did not trust in God. So she went through her own works to go get another John to come in. That's right there in the book. You can go read that shit
So she
in
was a
Genesis.
surrogate.
Genesis. You can
She was
read that. You
she was
see
a
what I'm saying?
surrogate.
Sarah
Sarah
got,
got
right.
got.
Sarah got another woman because she couldn't do it. And that's a Bible story. I didn't even just make that up. That's a
Yeah,
real
but I
book.
think that also has some other spiritual overtone to it as
Oh,
well, because
absolutely. Oh, it
in
gets
the
real deep.
well, yeah, because I'm also thinking it's also talking about like we're GMO modified people, so it could have been something in relation to that there was a new, that the seed was being planted in the newer, the younger generation or the newer version of who we are with the mixture of the older version to come up with a new version of who we are for the next generation.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing it as like even a bigger picture. Like when they say that they capped up the those whatever telomeres are being capped, and and you can only live these amount of years. I think it's kind of like even like that big story, like that kind of thing.
It's okay to disagree because as the sister read, Alexis read that, what also came up was root chakra. If your biological mother or biological family, you're not getting that love, your root chakra is not being stimulated, it causes shit to happen. But
Exactly.
if you have a stepfather, somebody who's not the biological, and fills that role up, then you're providing, you're nurturing root chakra, which will nourish the child foundation. So again, if we don't agree to disagree, we're going back and forth the whole time. And Robert didn't really see the point of that. If it's okay to see things differently. Because the name says there's God and the devil. There's this and that. We're not going to see things the same. So we go back and forth with examples, and at some point
But but
we can either get out the car and go home tonight and still be disagreeing. And what was I going to accomplish? That's the whole point.
what is accomplished is these dots is being connected because apparently it's people ignoring stuff. There's still parts to the whole story. You can't take out one piece of the story and then be like, oh yeah, well this is what it is, and I'm just gonna live based on this piece of the story. You got to go through the whole story. You got to put it all together. All right. I'm not disagreeing with any of you or going back and forth. Y'all are bringing up valid points. And I'm sitting there listening to them like, God damn. I'm like, oh, I didn't think about it that way. And then we think about it again.
Tennis or something like that. Yeah. But and the thing is also bringing up valid points. Foundational. What we're saying is that it's okay. It's okay.
I'm always okay with it. Just because I'm getting loud, nigga, guess what I said? Y'all know me. I'm sitting there, we coming there. I have this same loud ass voice when I'm sitting there in that living room with y'all, as to when I'm on the phone, as to when me and Precious Mother Love is out wherever, or somebody else is out doing whatever. Y'all see anything? Do y'all see me change? Do I be different? Do I
And
roll?
that's
Thank you.
okay.
Thank
That's
you. So
okay.
you understand. So you know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. And you know I'm not coming at you with some bullshit. I'm talking some real shit. That's why can't nobody object. Y'all know that story of Abraham and all that shit and how all the stuff came through. And if y'all don't, then go read it.
And here's the thing: there's plenty of information where you're being informed from the outside in, you're being informed. What we're suggesting is that, based upon our culture and but beyond the European culture, within us, some of us things resonate. And there are mothers and fathers who didn't have biological children. And if we feel that way within our inside, if we feel that way, it don't matter what nobody else says, what no matter what the information says, but what all the book says, fuck it. I'm a motherfucking father, I'm a motherfucking mother because I feel that way because this is what I do. And no matter what you say, Tony, you can't get nobody to change that, and that's what we have right now. See, I only want to say she feels that, she felt that. And you say that's valid, that's fucked up. Why you feel that way? But that's the way she feels. So all we got is how we feel on how what comes to us from the inside. Up the information, up what the white man said, up mother. What the word comes from is was mother. Maya. Anyway, we don't get up to that. But the thing is, when we feel something and get insight from the inside, I admit that you hold space and we honor that with you. That's what we got to love you. You can yell out stuff on yell. And we say at that point, you say the same goddamn thing too, and it don't matter. You still see how you feel, so why keep yelling? But you're going to keep yelling. That's all we saying. It's okay. But we want to, but at some point we say, let's talk about something like yell. And then we say, well, so you keep yelling, we're going to talk about something else. We're not saying don't yell. We just saying, if you want to keep yelling, we can talk about something else. Don't take off yelling.
You started cutting out.
It's okay.
Well, you started cutting out at the end. You were saying it's okay. Just
What
like
happened?
this.
We agree to disagree, and we love each other, and that's the topic that it was, and we're moving on to a new topic. One Love of Wellness. Sis, you had something to say? What you say? Ashe. It's a beautiful day. What's going on in each of our lives? Have we had a beautiful last however many hours that we've passed?
Yeah, this is it. My person just had a overnight mushroom ceremony Friday night. From that ceremony, went straight to two performances, and over Sunday now. So we still wild, we still high. We still around that portal from the soul. We're a little different today because we understand it. We just move in peace. And we don't.
Yeah.
We can yell for a minute, but at some point, are we too young? Let's go back to having a conversation. If you want to keep yelling, then you can yell someplace else. At some point, we'll stop yelling. At some point, hit.
Okay, you stop yelling too.
But if you yell about the same thing over and over again, that's when you really got to stop. But once you start yelling, you let the yelling go. You find out what you're yelling about. And then once you get clarity, what you're talking about,
segue back into it. The celebration how was the celebration? Was there a lot of folks there? Temple Mother Earth, tell us about this a little bit.
It wasn't Temple Mother Earth, it's Tehran.
Yeah, it wasn't Temple Mother Earth. They used to be together, now they're separate. They don't do shit together no more.
Let him have his
directed towards, divine femininity, masculinity, is intertwined. You got so some is more holistic therapies that I've seen that from that perspective.
Oh, what's that?
Right, y'all heard that? Did y'all hear that? Y'all got that?
What was that? I didn't get none of that. I couldn't hear him, but there was a big noise. What was that noise?
I don't know.
Oh, that was foul going on. Apologies for that. Yeah. Because they started having, while my person was talking to y'all, they started having a conversation too.
You sound like you're in the background. You're not really well heard. There's a lot of echo.
Oh, yeah. The face was turning away to face the camera. But yeah, they was talking about the community and Temple Mother Earth while my person was talking to you guys. So it's still two conversations going on.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful extension of each other's energies.
Yeah. And with that, it's just like 12:20 now. So again, because time is limited, my person does the sound move, so we're gonna transition today, which is another reason why my person is like, can we agree to disagree, or do you want to keep yelling? Because, we just want to see if there's anything else somebody else want to talk about that may be on their heart. That's all.
Well, I have something to chat about real quick before we go. It's a recent download and kind of connection to something that I was watching. There's a show on Netflix called Sweet Tooth. And you remember back in the day, we used to call something sugar. I got the sugar. He got the sugar.
Right.
And it's really sugar diabetes, but, it has a lot to do with what we eat and how we are manifested after we eat and ingest certain things. But like the sugar and stuff. But the moral of it, and I haven't finished the final piece of it, but it's given me a lot of moral connections with what my download recently was, which was they made a statement and said that, so they had this virus that came out, and it was from the blood of the earth. And when the blood of the earth mixed with the water, it was so powerful that it started mixing kingdoms. It started mixing the kingdom of animals with I don't know what kingdom we come from, but where do we come from? Are we from the animal kingdom? Are we in the
kingdom of heaven?
Okay, the kingdom of heaven. Well, the moral, some things that they were talking about was that the kingdoms were mixed by the blood of the earth, and that it mutated into humans that had animalistic attributes, and those animalistic attributes were they didn't embrace the changes, they didn't embrace the differences, they didn't embrace the mutations, the alterations of their perception. They weren't able to perceive them as being either similar, or they looked at them as things of, like, things you would eat, or things you would battle, or things you would fight, versus things that you would love, or things that you would vibe with, or things that like European, like Europeans are about their dogs, their family members, some people call themselves pet parents in some ways, because of the affinity they have towards that being. So the moral of what I'm saying is that the phrase that they used, they said that the sickness, because they called their plagues, they called the mutation, they called it the sickness, but they they said that the human being is is really the sickness, the one that mutates and doesn't have any of those animalistic traits. That became the sickness. They flipped the script, and it made it so that the actual humans, were the ones that were out of harmony. They were the discord. They were
Right.
not in frequency of Mother Earth. Right. They weren't in the Mother Earth energy. They were in the energies of not tending to what the cycles are, what the seasons are. Right. The true self,
like cat
like
people.
being civilized, is supposedly that is the sickness. When you try to civilize yourself, and not to say potty train, but train yourself to be
exactly.
So that, to me, I think that's really a new way of looking at it. Like, I never looked at, like, we were the mutations. Like, we're the ones that are trying to evolve and not have wisdom teeth. We're the ones that's pulling all these pieces out of ourselves, altering ourselves with non-natural things, meaning that, pills and chemicals and doctors, this, that, and the other.
Wait a minute. Wait up.
Not tied into the internal connection, disconnected from the energy of the earth, disconnected from the vibe of the trees, disconnected from the tree families, that the families of the trees are part of us, disconnected from being able to hear like Indians used to hear, like being one with the earth and being one with the energies of, all of it, whether it's animal, tree, plant, bug, any of that, being one with the energy of one. So anyway, that was what I was getting from that movie. And then it kind of ties into the father part because of just the fact of, that's kind of like a creation story, or the story of the creation of the mutancy, which is to me kind of like the where I started with the Sarah and the Abraham thing. It's like, giving your, passing down your genes and generations and that kind of thing is also the mutation is there too. Adapting to a new generation and evolving. So anyway, moral of the story is who's really the mutant, who's really the animal, who's really the on like the Planet of the Apes,
Right, yo, Precious, you always do that. You always like hit a bunch of big points in your rant. Like in your rant, you be like, oh shit, you would talk that like that. Like that's a topic. We could talk about that. Because you were saying people that try to fit in, right? They are something, but then you try to fit in and you disagree with yourself. Because you know that you think this way, you know you are this way, but no, that doesn't go along with what everybody else out there is saying. So let me switch up how it is that I'm looking at it, because the group doesn't, peer pressure. Peer pressure. Oh, wait. Or do you think that way? No, I don't think that way. I think this way. Oh, okay. Well, let's all, you too? Oh, as a group. All right, now we're all going to go in that direction. Even if you don't personally fully think that way, you'll go and then you'll just let shit slide.
And go along with it.
Right, just go along with it. And that shit is constantly fucking with you. Or me. I'll put it on myself. That shit constantly fucks with me with shit when I just go along with shit and be like, yo, that don't even feel right. That don't even make sense. But then people, when I come out and say something about it, then it's like, oh, you're controversial, or you're a whistleblower, or some bullshit like that. And I'm like, nigga, I'm just like, yeah, I blew the whistle. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that?
It has to do with the delivery a lot of times, because being Mother Love, I do want to tell the truth. I do want the truth to be out there, and I speak other people's thoughts. A lot of times, they'll start to agree with me because somebody actually says it out loud. But it's the delivery of it, the delivery of the way that you deliver the message that comes through you. As far as the vibe might make a difference,
No, so
I know where I come from.
That's different. So if my delivery, right? So if I say something, if you doing something that's wrong, right, or that you know in your mind is wrong, but you keep doing it, and then somebody yells it at you, oh, hey, yeah, I can see how that delivery would be real
But
offensive.
sometimes that might be with how you finally get it though, because I'm one of
Hey,
those I'm one of those hit me cross the head with it, so I can really get the point. Don't soft talk me, don't soft walk me. I'm okay
right,
with that type thing.
but
But
not
some people,
violently. I would never hit you over the head. I would give
but
you a
that's how
hug.
it feels sometimes. But that's okay. Sometimes some people are like that and okay with that. But a lot of people aren't that way. But
Yeah,
that's why I've toned down how I come at people, because I am one of those. I ain't gonna say, I talk about the pink elephant. I talk about the purple elephant in the room, or whatever, however that saying is. I go there. I touch those things. So I get what you're saying, but I'm also saying I think my delivery, I've learned over the years to soften it up a little bit. A little bit of sugar makes the medicine go down.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
Uh, so give thanks for sharing. And this is the epitome of Soulful Sundays. As we begin this closeout, you know, Alexa, holding space. This is the Soulful discussion is about for us to come together and discuss those things. We're on our journey of evolution, becoming the highest, best, harmonized vibration of ourselves. Sometimes we experience things that may want to offer resistance or that pop up, and we're not feeling that, although we may know it. We got power, this or the other. Sometimes we don't feel that. We don't feel it sometimes. So soulful discussions is primarily having a discussion around religion and spiritual topics so that we can shed a different light on why we feel this way about certain things. And so what you're privy to this conversation, most of this conversation started out was about the two perspectives on if you have a biological offspring, son or daughter, if your mother, father, you have biological, there's one, Tony has perspective of you're a mother or father. And if you do not, plant your seed, offer your essence to produce an offspring, without that offspring, Tony says the title mother or father is really not befitting of you. And
Now,
yet,
now,
and that's valid. Is that correct, or is that correct?
now, that wasn't my arguing point, because that wasn't the overall point I was making. I brought that up to bring up another. I was like, why are you if everybody is doing motherly fatherly duties, right? At any particular time, you mentioned Baba, you know what I'm saying? You mentioned, the woman. If everybody is doing that, then why is there a separation of why is there Mother's Day, Father's Day?
First of all, everyone's not doing it. It's
Right.
personal. It's personal, and we honor those who it resonates with. Or if someone sees that, and I see you acting like you do that, so I'm gonna call you that. And so it's personal, and so we ain't going no further from that. The point is, we're here to have discussions on, how we feel, and
Every time.
mainly discussion. Sometimes the passion comes out, and we may yell. It may sound like yelling. The point is, we honor everyone's feelings, one where you are.
Ashe.
Again,
Ashe.
we close down now. We're about to move to the sound bowl part of this, the official sound bowl part. But I do want to express, this is my person's fiduciary responsibility as custodian of the space, physical space, and a custodian of the philosophy of I am it. The way this works, Alexis, this physical space is Temple Mother Earth. Both properties here, they have a communion in Mexico and Florida, not as organized as one unit, but this is the physical space. And so my person came as Dr. Sanada. She always says, what do you offer to the temple? What can you offer the temple? The temple has a space. What can you offer the temple to find a space for you to grow into you become? My person brought the philosophy of what's called I am it. It's a philosophy and a lifestyle of being an example of walking in your highest vibration of a unique expression of all of source energy. And so for Sundays, it's brought to sponsored by the Indigenous Cultural University, the ICU. I see you, I see you. Because the ICU is about educating on, so the discussion about, as we educate each other, we're all students and we're all teachers. All of us are students and teachers, and the discussion so that we can discuss. For the most part, we understand the passions are high. We want to see where you are, and wherever you are, the idea is to honor where someone else, how they feel about life, where they are on their journey. And so at the end of the day, no matter how much disagreement we have, how much smoke is out there from all the fire, my person have to say it's about honoring everyone. And even in the passion and the yelling, we still should be able to honor where someone else is on their journey. Whether they accept and understand what we're saying, or if they say, no, I hear what you're saying, I see it some another way. Yelling will not force them to do so. And sometimes from the outside, it appears that can happen from the outside. So again, that's a close tuning of space. We just bring these things to our attention, just so that we're aware of them. And so sometimes if someone says, hey, why are you yelling? Why are you coming like that? Sometimes, you just put it out there. And so someone says, either I'm not doing it, I'm going to keep doing the way it is, you're wrong, or I'm going to look at that and I'm going to change up how I'm doing. And so that's the opportunity when we say to communicate. So my person is just holding space as a custodian for us to communicate, just to communicate where we are. So, if there's anything else specifically anyone has, announcements or something, along with the announcements, my person going to do some healing later on today at the West African Dance Class with Mama Ayu. Anyway, we've announced it enough. We just want Tony, President of Love on the call. Is there anything you guys want to close the statement or something like that you want to close out with or share as we make this transition? It's 12:33 now, so.
Okay, I just want to say thank you to all my Heart Happy Hour folks, fans, and friends for joining us for this version of Soulful Sunday. I called it Oh Happy Day, Oh Happy Father's Day is what I called it. And I appreciate you guys. Definitely I will tend to the comments. I apologize for not tending to them. But otherwise, thank you for joining us. And subscribe, and share. You can also join us at the temple in person. And you can also join me at some of my events that are coming up. I have a full moon event coming up, and I have August 17th, I have a flyer for it. I also have every weekend a flea market. So if anybody is interested in doing a flea market coming up, you can get in touch with me, any of my social media, and I will reply. There are a few flyers floating around as well, so I'll attach one to this week's broadcast in the comments so that you can be in touch for any of the flyers that I post. Ashe, one love, and thank you.
Ashe, God, give thanks.
No, I was just saying, like, in the whole thing, I thoroughly enjoy these conversations and communications, no matter what level or no matter wherever they are, however they come. You know what I mean? It's an interesting perspective, for everybody. So a lot of times, y'all know how I am. A lot of times I'll say stuff just to spark more, or to, like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? It's not if you take it as an attack or anything, that's not me. I'm not attacking, even though it may seem like it, and some people take it as that, and I'm cool with that. Like, I don't, but it's not malicious, or, and it's, yeah, I got mommy issues. You know what I'm saying? I was thoroughly agreeing with what I don't know who she is, but when you're reading the book, and she was making comments about, things with people that have mommy issues and so forth and so on. And well, that's how I took it. So it's the nurturing and all of that stuff. So all of these things play a part for me. And I'm like, yeah, there's things that are missing. So I'm bringing light to that personally, and I'm putting myself out there. It's like, yeah, shit, I got these nurturing issues and so forth, and I choose to argue.
Yeah.
You know what I
Keyword,
mean?
you said argue. Argue your point.
Right.
Keyword, you said argue. And that's a perspective of an energy that some are not agreeable with.
Right. Which is make the point. I'm gonna make my point, and if there's a disagreement, then that's fine. I'll stand here and we can sit here. We can go back and forth. I'm cool with the back and forth because the back and forth, like they say, everybody uses iron sharpens iron. Man, everybody, it's when you you hammering that shit, it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You sharpening that shit. You know what I mean? So it's like it is what it is. So I just want make it clear at the end of the day, these are not attacks, but they are attacks. If we're practicing jujitsu or we're sparring or in a boxing match, friendly, we got our helmets on. Everybody knew this is Soulful Sunday, motherfucker. Gonna come from the soul. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, these are some shits that I was having some soulful issues with or whatever. So it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to say this now also, as we close out. There's a lot of like wood and cardboard boxes in the fire pit in the back of the temple. So my person's gonna burn that fire June 24th. And when I let Dr. Sonata know, the intention is, if she want to open it up to the people, my person is gonna invite people over. If you want to come just for a fire, we're not doing no music, no nothing unless it's a sing bowl. It's gonna be very quiet and meditative and introspective. The reason being, because June 24th is the eve of my person's solar return. And it has put out there so far, it's gonna knock itself up out here June 25th in the year 2050. Enoch in the Bible, Old Testament, just left with God in no physical death. So as of right now, my person has 27 more Eves, 27 more June 24th. Because on that 27th one, on June 24th, 2050, at haven't done the calculation, but at 5:04 a.m. Alabama time, the person shall exit this simulation like Enoch. So that's an announcement letting you guys know, because it probably won't be mainstream out there and even on Facebook, because it's personal. My person is telling everybody personally, if you just want to come through again, ain't nothing special. It's just a portal. So starting this June 24th, my person is intentionally holding the portal for everyone who wishes to Enoch their way up out of here. And I would just come together and just relax. You want to talk, you can. And we'll just enjoy the fire. There's a big old fire pit. We want to show you that fire pit. As that fire is going in the back, the portal is open for the Enoch our way up out of here, which includes just gaining the insight, understanding for where you are on your journey, if you want to do that on the inside. So the portal will be up on June 24th. So that's my person that we shifting. Our time is short. So we have to maintain a certain perspective and remind everybody, this is another perspective. You want to hold it. You're free to choose and see how you want to see. You're free to talk how you want to talk. We just a suggestion that, these things may assist on the journey. That's all we got. So June 24th. All right? We out of here. And we'll see you next Sunday.
One love.
When love and wellness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Peace and wholeness.
It is. Okay. So, and it's like what just came up just now. I had a conversation about today earlier. Brother Paul, we met at Blood Food to